broad umbrella term that covers so many different sections of paganism, such as the Celtic, the Druid, Wiccan, Kemetic, heathenry, and so much more. So you are not a Christian witch, okay? If you practice witchcraft at all or divination, then you are a pagan. All right. Um, Not all pagans follow gods. That is really, really small, considering that paganism has so many different sections to it. Okay, but tonight we're gonna go over what some witchcraft. Now I have in my book here that I wrote, "Pagans of the Path: A Lifetime of Learning, Teaching, and Growing" by Angel Greer. But I do want to go over the color association of witches that I have wrote in my book, and this kind of give you a little bit of an understanding. Okay, let's see, a color association of the witch. White witch. The white witch is an individual that uses their craft in spell casting for only good intentions. Good intentions such as offering goodwill, good fortune, good health, and to accomplish one's goals in a positive manner. Every practice and ritual is surrounded by the intentions of and love and light. An example would be an individual desperate to obtain a particular job that has gained their interest. The white witch may offer a candle lighting with a chant to pursue the wanted position. So, a Christian, first of all, and I have a list here that I made, as various sections of Christianity, such as the Protestant, the Catholic, Baptist, Jehovah Witness, Mormon, Lutheran, and the Evangelist. Those are all sections of Christianity. They are not the same. They each have their own system, but they have their own concept. The sections of paganism, which is the Druid, the Kemetic, the Wiccan, heathenry, shaman, Odinist, and some Satanist. I say some Satanists because there is a huge misunderstanding that all Satanists are this devil worship. But anyways, okay, so that's your list of pagans. The Christo-pagan takes a little bit of Christianity and a little bit of paganism, and they combine them together. The most common names that we know of today in 2019 is either Christo-pagan or Christo-witch. Hi, Phoenix family. Happy Halloween. Happy Samhain, Samhain. Samhain is Samhain, actually, but in English, that is the way it's pronounced. The word actually is Gaelic, and it comes from Ireland, pronounced Samhain. So tonight, we will take our children out, take them out for trick-or-treating, and dressed up in their little costumes, and bring them home. And when we bring them home, we'll sit down at the dinner table. I will have my table set up for a few that have passed, and have everything set up and ready for them, and also take a moment just for silence, just for the remembrance of lost loved ones. Okay, so first I want to introduce a tarot deck to you, and then we'll go step by step to each one. This is a tarot deck, okay? Um, these are the Arcana cards. This is the tarot deck itself, okay? There's the back of it, it's really pretty. There are 78 cards in a tarot deck. And what makes a tarot deck so large is the Arcana cards. However, what I will tell you is my experience with a Ouija. Okay? It is a Ouija. I gotta put that out there. It is not a Ouija. Okay? And it is not a portal to some hell or some opening for demons or whatever the case might be. Um, it is a divination tool. That is a matter of fact. Real quick, I will explain how you use a Ouija. Okay? It has letters. It has yes, no. It has the numbers 1 through 9 and then the 0. And it has goodbye. How to use the Ouija is so simple. Okay? Like that of haunted houses. The truth is that everything is technically haunted, and that is because spirit is everywhere. Spirits are come and go as they please, where they want to, when they want to, and how they want to. Yes, they do have different energy. Some is negative, some is positive. Um, as I said, we can certainly get more into that into another video, and if you are interested in it, comment below, and that is a topic we'll work on. Um, However, I need to put that out there because saying that almost every place, actually every place you go to, is technically haunted, it will help you to understand the clairs. The first thing is what coexist means. To coexist means to live in a world with people of various religions and not have to deal with persecution, hatred, or religious racism. It's to sit at a table with myself as pagan, Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, and Jewish, whatever, sit at the same table, have a dinner without feeling hatred or shit on, for lack of better words, because you have a different religious practice than your brother or sister. The easiest way I can explain this is that every single pagan household does things a little bit differently depending on who they are. Mom and dad will have their own opinions about certain things, such as the tooth fairy. The tooth fairy is handled in various different ways in various households. In some households, they don't do it at all because they don't believe in telling a child this just to later in life tell them something different. Okay? It is entirely up to you. Okay? So think of this way. How did you introduce your child to birthdays? It's the day of their birth, or maybe you have a work schedule that only allows you weekends. So even though their birth is on a Thursday, that Saturday after their birthday is when you always throw a party. So I took a moment to relax, and it frustrated me, not just because it came from her, but it was because it was told to her, just as it's told to many, many, many other people. Uh, in my group, Pagans of the Path, Rise of the Phoenix, we have a great number of people that have come in to learn about paganism, and that is one of the things that they are told. In fact, I would have to say it's probably the number one thing that they are told. And it's not true. It's not true at all. It's mind boggling. So, in our lives, and I say our because I'm talking about us as people in general, in our lives we meet some people that are maybe a little bit arrogant or narcissistic, and they
portray themselves as if they are better than everybody else. And when you say something to them about the way they're behaving or their attitude, well, I am awakened. If you were awakened too, you would understand. And they kind of make people feel like lower than them or like they're not good enough. And so this kind of leads a lot of people to question, like, what is this thing? How does it happen? Why does it happen? That is really, really small, considering that paganism has so many different sections to it. Okay, but tonight we're gonna go over what some witchcraft. Now I have in my book here that I wrote, Pagans of the Path: A Lifetime of Learning, Teaching and Growing by Angel Greer. I have an entire section in here about witchcraft. I'm not going to read all of it. You know, if you are interested in purchasing the book, that would be awesome. It is available on Amazon. You can search it by title or you can search for it by my name. It's up there for you. Astrogalomancy, astrogalomancy is 3 dice. And the idea of astrogalomancy is to create a circle, and you have numbers uh, 3 through 18 inside the circle, and then 1 and 2, that's assuming that one or more of the dice land on the outside of the circle. Okay, each one has a meaning, and so you would. The idea is to make your circle. You could do it with a stick, and draw it with a marker, however you want to do it. You roll the dice, drop them, and then give the meaning. Let's say, for example, if I was to roll a 10 would mean for somebody that. There are two aspects to 1 year and a day, and one aspect is for individuals, and one aspect is for covens. So we're going to go ahead and cover both of those. Okay, the first one is going to be the solitaire, which whether you are Ostratu, heathen, Celtic, Druid, Wiccan, eclectic, or just into witchcraft itself. Either which way, this is something that is a part of you, your own personal path.
All of these are divination tools, and that's only a piece. That's only a small part of them, okay? But that is all me. Your sacred space is going to be all about you. What is it that you do? What is it that you're into? And it doesn't even have to be pagan necessarily. It's just things that you like, things that you are attracted to, things that you put into your life. If you're somebody that likes to, I don't know, read a lot of books, maybe make your sacred space with some of your favorite books. If you are a kind of person that likes to make jewelry, maybe put some stuff on your sacred space that includes part of that hobby of making jewelry. Okay, so here we are. We're on the Pythagorean chart. If you'll notice when you look at the chart, you'll see that each number 1 through 9 has a series of letters, and that is the value of that letter. But to start with, we're not going to worry about the letters. The most important part of this is your primary, and that is your birth date. When we get to letters, that will be your name and secondary. Don't worry, I'll slow down and explain it all to you. So, Satanist, although a very confusing name for that reason, they are not devil worshippers. So, I give a suggestion to just study it for your own knowledge, just so you understand what it is that they actually believe in. But, anyways, okay, so that's your list of pagans. The Christo-pagan takes a little bit of Christianity and a little bit of paganism, and they combine them together. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Number one comes from Paula. She says, this was asked to her, how do you pray if you don't believe in God?
Shun the non-believer. Shun.
Okay, Paula, that question has been asked to quite a few of us, and there's not really an easy response because it depends on that person that's actually asking the question. I've had a number of people ask about various pets in their homes if they can be familiar, such as dogs, cats, turtles, snakes, rats, and owls, and so forth. And then I've had people that have, say, 20 cats, and no, Joker, good boy. No, stay, stay, good boy. Good boy, you stay with mom, okay? Good boy. Yeah, you stay with mama. Okay. First, I want to explain to you that when I was terrified was when I had nobody to talk to about being haunted. This is something that I've had my entire life, and it's something I've had to learn to deal with and keep continuously go on every day as if it's just living, if it's just a normal thing. It is considered one of the most accurate forms of divination for fertility, and I'm going to explain that one. She was also one of the heads of the Affaire des Poisons, a cult who had poisoned many members of the French aristocrats who had planned to poison King Louis. Her most famous client was Madame Montespan, the king's mistress. It was by Montespan's order that Lavoisin attempted to poison the king for his infidelity. You cannot take your mind and completely stop thinking. You cannot be lack of thought. Nobody can. However, you can control focused thought. This particular design with the picture on it is very beautiful, but that's all that this is. This is just an added design. The dream catcher is right here. This right here. The web. If your intentions of survival is to, in fact, harm others, then you are imbalanced. Your root chakra is imbalanced. So that's just something to keep in mind, okay? The first one I'm going to go over is Raymond Buckland. And before I start reading, I do want to let you know that he is one that I absolutely suggest in Raymond Buckland's Book of Witchcraft. I've had that book since I was 16 years old, and although it is heavily on the Wiccan side and I am Celtic, it is still a really good reference book, and it helps the solitaire Wiccan or pagan or anybody that studies in witchcraft. then this person, whether it be spell work or gardening or just living their daily lives with the understanding of the universe and the gods and the spiritual connection, that is a whole another place to be. And I would think it would be difficult. There's too many people in this world that we can only connect to just one. It's such an unfair expectation, not only to the person that we're putting this on, but to our own selves. We make things happen like a domino effect. Okay, we might be feeling emotional and we make a bad decision, and that one bad decision leads to this, and this. Yule goes all the way back to Vikings and heathens. And in fact, it goes back so far that a year can't actually be put on it. In that time of heathenry, it was a 3-day. One of the reasons why I chose birdite is because it is meant to increase psychic ability. It gives you the power to use Verdite when you express energy with Verdite and accept energy from Verdite. It gives you the ability to reach into ancient knowledge, as well as increases all your chakras.
I do have a few big thank yous to give out. Jennifer is the one that provided me with the computer. Thank you so much, sweetheart. You're an amazing person. Wendy decided to offer the lighting kit. She sent that to me, and I'm absolutely blessed. Thank you, beautiful. And then Melanie sent the backdrop with the stand and everything. Absolutely tremendously amazed that the Phoenix family is what's making this happen. So
thank you so much. You mean the world to me. You are the reason why we're here. You're the reason why I'm doing this. All the work that's being put into these videos is because of you guys, your encouragement and your love and everything. But here's the big ticket right here, okay? This video right here is about you all. Thank you so much. You mean the world to me. So tonight, when you're sitting out down with your, make sure you remember, I love you guys. Be safe out there. So I guess that's going to be it, guys. I love you. Mwah. Have a good night.